They thought she was weak. They thought no one would notice. 5 boys cornered the new girl at a McDonald's, their laughter echoing louder than the music playing in the background. But what happened in the next few moments didn't just silence the restaurant. It changed everything at their school forever. Stay with this story, because what unfolded was something nobody could have expected. It all began with Amara, a quiet, soft-spoken 16-year-old who had just transferred to Lincoln High after her family moved across states. Her father had passed away the previous year, and her mother was juggling 2 jobs just to keep food on the table. For Amara, being the new girl wasn't just about finding new friends. It was about carrying the weight of grief, adjusting to a new city, and pretending she wasn't breaking inside. At school, Amara kept her head down. She wore simple clothes, shoes that were slightly worn, and carried a backpack that had clearly seen better days. She wasn't invisible, though. People noticed her, but not in the way she hoped. Whispered comments trailed her in hallways. "Who even is she? She looks poor. She's so weird." Still, Amara tried to focus on her studies. She wasn't here to impress anyone, she just wanted to survive. But there was one group who wouldn't let her live quietly, the 5 boys everyone knew. Dylan, Chris, Mason, Tyler, and Jordan. They weren't just classmates, they were the kind of boys who thought the whole school revolved around them. They ruled the cafeteria, the gym, the football field, and anyone who didn't fit their definition of cool instantly became a target. For days, they had been watching Amara. Her silence annoyed them. Her refusal to acknowledge their taunts made them restless. And so, one Friday afternoon, when they saw her sitting alone at McDonald's after school, quietly eating fries, they decided to teach her a lesson. The restaurant was busy, filled with students grabbing snacks after class. That's when Dylan gave the signal, and the boys circled around Amara's table. "Hey, new girl," Mason sneered, knocking her soda over, spilling it across the table. "Oops, my bad." The others laughed. Amara froze, clutching her tray. "Please, just leave me alone." But they didn't. Tyler snatched her backpack and unzipped it, dumping her books onto the floor. Jordan kicked one across the room. Chris leaned down, whispering, "You don't belong here. Maybe you should just disappear." The laughter grew louder. People inside McDonald's turned their heads, but no one moved. No one wanted to get involved. Amara's eyes stung. She thought of her mom, exhausted at work, telling her, "Stay strong, baby. No matter what happens, don't let them see you break." But right then, she felt like breaking. And that's when it happened. Amara stood up slowly, her hands trembling, not with fear, but with something else. Her voice was low, steady, and shocking. "You should stop." The boys froze for a second. It wasn't what she said. It was how she said it. There was steel in her voice, a kind of warning they hadn't expected. "Or what?" Dylan smirked. Amara looked at him, unblinking. "Or you'll regret it." The restaurant fell silent. No one knew what she meant, but they were about to find out. Dylan lunged forward, shoving her shoulder. "Sit down before I make you." But before his words even finished, Amara moved. Quick, precise, almost like a soldier in training. She caught his wrist mid-push, twisted it, and Dylan yelped in pain as he stumbled backward. The fries on his tray went flying. The other boys blinked, confused. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. Tyler rushed at her next, trying to grab her arm. But Amara sidestepped, hooked her foot around his ankle, and sent him crashing into a chair. Chris charged, fists up, but Amara ducked, pushed his elbow upward, and he spun off balance. It was as if she knew exactly what they were going to do before they even did it. Gasps filled McDonald's. Students had their phones out now, recording. Some even shouted in disbelief.
"No way! She's taking them down!"
Mason and Jordan tried to double-team her, but Amara planted her feet firmly. She wasn't just fighting back. She was defending herself with practiced movements. With one swift motion, she knocked Mason's arm away and shoved him into the counter. Jordan hesitated, but before he could react, Amara gave him a look so sharp he froze where he stood. The fight ended as quickly as it began. 5 boys, known bullies, feared by the entire school, were scattered on the floor, groaning, embarrassed, and utterly defeated. And Amara, she simply picked up her backpack, brushed off her jacket, and walked toward the door. But she didn't leave without saying one last thing. Turning back, she said calmly, "Next time, pick on someone who doesn't know how to defend themselves." Then she walked out, leaving the entire restaurant in stunned silence. The video spread like wildfire. By Monday morning, everyone at Lincoln High had seen it. The quiet new girl, the one they mocked, whispered about, ignored, was suddenly the name on everyone's lips. Some were impressed. Others were humbled. And the 5 boys, they couldn't even walk through the halls without hearing laughter aimed at them for once. But what struck people the most wasn't just her skill. It was her story. Later, it came out that Amara's late father had been in the military, and he had taught her self-defense from a young age, saying, "One day you'll need to stand up for yourself. And when that day comes, don't hesitate." That day had come, and Amara honored his words. From that moment on, Amara wasn't the new girl. She was a reminder to the whole school that courage isn't about size, status, or popularity. It's about refusing to stay silent when others try to break you. And Lincoln High would never forget the day 5 boys attacked the quiet girl at McDonald's, only to end up teaching the whole school a lesson they'd never forget. Sometimes, the people we think are the weakest carry the greatest strength inside them, and when that strength finally rises, it can change everything.